Namaskaram and a very good evening, all of you. Could you please confirm if you can see us and listen to us? Are we live? Are we audible? Visible? May I have a quick confirmation? Hi, Kamlaksh, can you see us? Namaste, Vishesh. I think we are live, yes? Cool, good enough. Alright, so good evening, everyone, and a warm welcome to this series of topper interviews that I have been taking this month, and I'm just so glad that April, despite the horrible weather, has been giving us some amount of rahat in life in the form of good news from students who worked hard the entire year. Today I am with Krishna, who has been with me for a long time now. I think she's been my student since September 2020, and she's been one of the most regular students and she's made it to Mudra Institute of Communications and Advertising, Ahmedabad, which is fondly known as MICA. And I hope that all of you know that apart from the eligibility that we have for MICA, which is a certain amount of CAT or ZAT score, we'll talk a little about it today. You also have to take another paper, another exam, MICA, which is held twice a year. There's a lot of confusion actually about MICAT because very little information is available on the internet. So I think this was one of the most important interviews that I wanted to take because I wanted an aspirant who cracks it to tell you the details, and I wanted it to come from the horse's mouth. So the horse is ready. Welcome, Krishna, to the session. How are you?
Hello everyone. Thank you so much for having me here. And I like to answer as many questions as I can and help as many students I can today.
All right. So introduce yourself very quickly. Tell us about your background.
Okay. So I have done my schooling and college from Noida itself. So I completed my BTech in Computer Science from the Institute of Information and Technology. And after that, I've been working with Infosys for the past 2.5 years. And so right now, and I've been working as a data engineer with them, and that's my current profile. And
How,
I was in this,
how much of work ex do
sorry,
you have?
2.5 years.
Okay. ऑल राइट सो देन इंजीनियरिंग छोड़कर फिर अचानक से कम्युनिकेशंस एडवर्टाइजिंग मार्केटिंग कैसे
Uh, well, that time I wanted to go and work in the IT field only when I passed out to see. तब तक भी मुझे इतना इंटरेस्ट नहीं था कोडिंग में, एटलीस्ट मेरे जब मेरे बीटेक में. बट उसके बाद भी आई थॉट कि जब भी एप्लीकेटिव इंडस्ट्री में इट वुड बी डिफरेंट देन व्हेन यू आर स्टडिंग. सो आई थॉट आई शुड परस्यू दैट एंड वर्क. बट व्हेन आई गॉट देयर एंड आई स्टार्टेड वर्किंग फुल टाइम, तो मेरे को रियलाइज हुआ कि दिस इज नॉट फॉर मी
ओके
एंड आई विल नॉट बी एबल टू सर्वाइव एज अ डेवलपर, एटलीस्ट इन फील्ड. सो उसके बाद देन आई स्टार्टेड द प्रोसेस, स्टार्टेड और क्या कर सकते हैं टू इम्प्रूव माय प्रोफाइल. बट आई वांटेड टू बी इन द आईटी इंडस्ट्री इटसेल्फ एंड नॉट चेंज दैट
ओके
फॉर द टाइम बीइंग. एंड आई वर्कड ऑन दैट, और फिर मुझे लगा कि एमबीए वुड बी समथिंग एड ऑन टू माय प्रोफाइल and will also help me with my BTech degree, will complement that degree, and I can change my domain itself, but my industry could be the same, getting into an same IT services or the e-commerce section. So that is how I decided to pursue my MBA, which would complement my personality as well.
So you always just thought about doing an MBA and you took the other exams also, I know. But then why MICA? Because most students who take CAT are not MICAT aspirant. MICA का बहुत कम crowd हमारे को मिलता है because एक specific तरीके का बच्चा MICA जाना चाहता है. तो आपने कब decide किया कि आपको MICAT देना है? या आपको when did you decide that this is something that I want to do apart from CAT?
Ma'am, I actually worked with the Infosys marketing team for a while. I'm still working with them. So जब I got that opportunity to work with the marketing team, so उस time मुझे लगा maybe this kind of domain where more of a communication oriented, more of where we have to interact with a lot of people and still you need the technical knowledge to complement that. तो मुझे लगा कि शायद ये फील्ड मुझे सूट कर जाए मेरी इंडस्ट्री में, डोमेन में. तो उसके बाद आई डिसाइडेड, और उसी टाइम आई स्टार्टेड स्टडिंग फॉर एमबीए. तो थोड़ा रिसर्च किया, लुक थ्रू ऑल काइंड ऑफ यूनिवर्सिटीज एंड ऑल काइंड ऑफ एग्जाम्स, एंड देन स्टार्टेड फॉर द एमबीए प्रोसेस. तो उसमें माइका प्रॉप्ट.
Okay.
So went through their curriculum, how they work in digital marketing and how they work in strategic marketing with corporates and everything inculcated. So that suddenly made me realize maybe this is something that will suit my personality in the long run to work, maybe in digital marketing or any other fields that MICA offers as a future prospect.
All
तो
right.
उस टाइम मैंने ट्राई किया to give this exam along with other exams always, but मेरे मन में हमेशा से था कि
माइका जाना है.
this would that will complement my personality and I can prosper there.
तो तुमने जो तैयारी करी, तो अभी सारे स्टूडेंट्स कैट की, एनमैट, आईएफटी, जैड एक्सेट्रा की तैयारी करते हैं. मुझे उसके बारे में आज बात नहीं करनी है, हमने मल्टीपल सेशंस करे हैं. मैं ये जानना चाहती हूँ तुमसे कि तुमने वो सारे एग्जाम्स दिए और माइका दिया और माइका क्रैक किया, तो तुम क्या वो एक्स्ट्रा करती थी या स्टूडेंट्स को करना चाहिए जिनको माइका जाना है, अपार्ट फ्रॉम कैट, जैड, आईएफटी, एनमैट, स्नैप? मैं उन 5 के अलावा ऐसा क्या करूँ जो माइकैट स्पेसिफिक है, जो यहाँ आता है? फॉर एग्जाम्पल, आई वुड लाइक टू टेल माई स्टूडेंट्स की एक साइकोमेट्रिक टेस्ट होता है जो कहीं और नहीं होता, एक क्रिएटिव राइटिंग टेस्ट होता है जो कहीं और नहीं होता, प्लस आपको ये एग्जाम 2 बार देने का मौका मिलता है, विच इज़ ऑल्सो डिफरेंट. Also, I heard from you and other students who took MICA this year कि there were up to 8 options in a question this time, not just 4 or 5. तो maximum CAT में 4 है, ZAT में 5 है, NMAT में नेगेटिव मार्किंग नहीं है, स्नैप में नेगेटिव है लेकिन छोटा 1 आवर पेपर है. तो हर एग्जाम का एक पिक्यूलियर फीचर है. तो I would want you to take the next 5, 7, 10 minutes and give the students all the details that you want them to know if they are targeting MICA specifically.
So in general, if you are targeting any kind of exam particular and you want to really go all for it, so please complete your research properly, because when the time comes when you get near to the exams, तो आपके पास बिल्कुल टाइम नहीं होता to know the pattern. Everybody is in the CAT zone only कि CAT का पूरा pattern we know properly, but when suddenly other exams come in a week or two, we all get lost, and it happened with a lot of students. I guess ma'am will agree with this.
Absolutely.
So हमेशा started your preparation, please decide on know all the patterns very clearly. And अगर जैसे मैम बोले like in MICA, so there are 2 completely very different sections that come in MICA. So first of all, psychometric test is something that you cannot prepare for. But yes, if you have an idea of how to approach the questions, or you have seen those patterns somewhere, you've given these kind of exams come when if anybody has sat for interviews at offices for like companies.
कंपनीज का बात है HR वाले.
HR में तो you can just search for these kind of exams online and you'll find n number of exams to take just to get a taste of it कि कैसा pattern आएगा psychometric में. So we have 150 questions to complete in around 35 minutes. And as much as I could, talk to a lot of people who were in MICA, passed out from there, they all told कि आप please try to complete both of those sections. Don't leave questions. So psychometric में when you attempt those 150 questions, please don't leave any question. And you will not have time to think. So that is not a section where you can think and answer.
Rapid
It is
fire.
what you and you reflect yourself on that section. So MICA will decide if they want to take you in or not on basis of your personality, if it suits the institute. So first section is something that you have to clear somehow through this. The second part will come for creative writing. Now here you need to start practicing beforehand, at least from June, July. कि आप every week are attempting to write. Take a normal current affairs topic, write some points for, write 3 points against, a manager's perspective view. That is the paper's pattern till now, to ask their students to write for, write against, and write the young manager's perspective or a manager's perspective in the exam. तो आपको ये करना शुरू कर देना चाहिए by जून, जुलाई, अगस्त से ही, कि आप हर हफ्ते एटलीस्ट आप एक टॉपिक पे लिखना. You start.
स्टोरी
Any
है ना
topic.
फोर्थ पार्ट
Topic.
इसका? For
Yes,
against
ma'am. इसके बाद
managers
there's the story writing part.
Story is based on pictures.
And then you have 4 random pictures. There are 4 random pictures and you have to create a story on it.
I hope everybody knows this. If you've done Know Your Exams ka course with me, it's there in detail. Just in case you don't know, the creative section is for 30 minutes, Krishna, I think.
Ma'am, 25 minutes.
25. तो 25 minutes में 4 questions हैं. Typing करनी है ना? Typing करनी होती है
You
ना?
have to type everything, at least 100 words.
तो फॉर में लिखना है टॉपिक के, उसी टॉपिक के अगेंस्ट में लिखना है, उसी टॉपिक पे अपना खुद का पर्सपेक्टिव, मैनेजर्स पर्सपेक्टिव लिखना है, 4 पिक्चर्स आएंगे रैंडम, उनको कनेक्ट करके एक स्टोरी बनानी है, चारों को यूज करके ये सारा काम टाइप करना है 25 मिनट में। देख लो भैया अभी तुम्हारी टाइपिंग स्पीड, थिंकिंग स्पीड, क्रिएटिविटी, इनोवेशन किस लेवल का है, तो तैयारी करनी पड़ेगी। एंड शी हैज़ प्रैक्टिस्ड अ लॉट of writing on her own. Okay, so if she's sitting here, she's earned this place of being able to guide you. So you will have to put in that effort. You can't expect, you know, some charisma to happen. It's not going to happen. You'll have to put in that hard work. Hanji, continue.
Yes, ma'am. So, for against and random young man's perspective, as you said, you had also guided us fully about it. कि लिखना शुरू कर दो from June, July, write at least one topic. For my cat, it will come. For other WATs also, you'll have to write no matter what. So, तो आप अगर अभी से प्रैक्टिस करोगे when you're near the cat, then you might not have to practice so much or get panicked about कि हम राइटिंग टेस्ट कैसे निकालेंगे if it comes up. And
तो तुम लिखती थी
उसका
तो
जो
अक्सर
स्टोरी राइटिंग का पार्ट है
इन लोगों का एक ही क्वेश्चन रहता है कृष्णा कि हम लिखें तो चेक कौन करेगा, हमें कैसे पता चलेगा हम कैसा लिख रहे हैं, हमारी ग्रामर ठीक है कि नहीं। तो तुम्हारा क्या आंसर है?
मैम इसका आंसर तो यही है कि देयर आर n number of sites on Google where they have pre-written essays, pre-written for against for topics. GMAT has a lot of topics everywhere where you can go, उसमें for and against especially पूछा जाता है GRE GMAT के essay writing. So you can go and refer those articles. You can go and refer some sites where they are specifically, given some direction to how to write for MyCat exams. There are very less resources, that is true, but you'll have to find them. And you have to research on your own. Nobody can come and give it to you on your plate कि आप बस अब ये लो इन साइट पे जाओ और पढ़ लो. There are YouTube videos also who have guided on how to write, especially on story writing also there are YouTube videos. तो आप सर्च करोगे आपको सब मिल जाएगा Google और YouTube.
हम लोगों ने भी करा था बैट का सेशन, जैट का सेशन ऐसे राइटिंग का, माई कैट का हमने डिस्कस करा था ऐसे राइटिंग, और इस साल भी वी हैव डन इट ऑलरेडी इन अ फ्री क्लास. इट्स नॉट इवन पेड, एनीबॉडी कैन वॉच इट.
यस
इफ इट्स देयर अवेलेबल यूट्यूब पे आपको मिल जाएगा जैट का ऐसे राइटिंग. तो ये सारा कुछ अवेलेबल है. बात है कि आप रिसर्च करते हैं नहीं, आप ढूंढते हैं. आई यू एंटरिंग द राइट कीवर्ड्स एंड ब्रेनस्टॉर्मिंग एंड फाइंडिंग कि मेरे को क्या मिल रहा है. द प्रॉब्लम इज मोस्ट पीपल डोंट रिसर्च एंड लाइक शी सेज इट विल नॉट बी सर्व्ड टू यू ऑन अ प्लेटर. ठीक है, और बताओ और कुछ एक्स्ट्रा एफर्ट तुमने मारे इसके लिए?
Yes, ma'am. So story writing, as I came, it is something that a lot of people will struggle with. Because a lot of people have started reading this year itself. They have not read for a lot of years. They don't know how to start a story, how to write on random pictures suddenly. So starting में everybody will struggle. Okay, आप 5 से 7 मिनट में 100-150 वर्ड्स की स्टोरी शायद नहीं लिख पाओगे बहुत आराम से. 10-12-15 लाइन में लिखना बहुत मुश्किल हो जाएगा. You know what the images mean. First thing, you can't connect them on your own. तो अभी प्रैक्टिस करना बहुत बहुत जरूरी है. तो उस टाइम देयर विल बी सम रैंडम पिक्चर्स एंड यू डोंट हैव टाइम टू राइट एनीथिंग. तो आपको स्टोरी राइटिंग पे पढ़ना चाहिए हाउ टू डू इट. आप अगर आप बहुत बड़ी बड़ी नॉवेल्स नहीं पढ़ सकते तो आप एटलीस्ट 30-40-50-100 ऑफ देम यू विल बी एबल टू राइट अ स्टोरी देयर व्हेन द पिक्चर्स कम अप.
I think another thing that used to work for me also when I was into writing, अगर आप लेट्स से आपने एग्जाम से पहले 50 स्टोरी राइटिंग की प्रैक्टिस की है, उस दिन जो भी रैंडम 4 आपके सामने इमेजेस आएंगी, आप अगर उसमें कुछ नया नहीं भी सोच पाओगे ना, तो जो 50 स्टोरीज आपने लिखी हैं आप उसमें से भी थोड़ा 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 आइडिया निकाल के वहाँ घुसा सकते हो. इतना जुगाड़ हमको आता है, मतलब इट्स इन आवर ब्लड एज इंडियंस आई थिंक. तो लेकिन वो 50 का कॉन्टेंट आपके पास होना चाहिए. आप बिल्कुल कुछ नहीं करके जाओ, अगर आप सोचो कि अरे मुझे अचानक से कोई स्टोरी स्ट्राइक हो जाए तो नहीं, मतलब यू नॉट गोइंग टू बी दैट क्रिएटिव. सो therefore you will have to harness that potential and you'll have to refine it so that you are finally able to unleash it on the D-Day. What about the questions in the exam and the number of options had increased and all of that? और mind association का नहीं, word association का एक question आता है जो बड़ा infamous है. तुम्हारा experience कैसा रहा उसके साथ?
Ma'am, BIRC was tough this year and there were 8 options. तो इवन जो भी हम करते हैं पैरेललिज्म के क्वेश्चंस, इफ यू हैव 8 ऑप्शन इन पैरेललिज्म यू हैव टू डू इट इन 1.5 minutes. यू नॉट एबल टू इवन रीड इट प्रॉपर्ली फुल्ली ऊपर से नीचे कि आप कंपेयर करो, पहले 2 कर रहे हो, फिर सेकंड थर्ड कंपेयर कर रहे हो, फिर थर्ड फोर्थ कंपेयर कर रहे हो. लाइक इट इज वी हैव प्रैक्टिस टू कंपेयर 4 ऑप्शंस at least in parallelism. That also takes us time to find the correct sentence. When there are 8 options and you have to see what is correct and what is not. It's a big challenge.
I think
And
speed and elimination then needs to be concentrated upon. अगर हम elimination नहीं करना
extremely
जानते हैं,
concentrated.
हाँ, और अगर हमारी
And
speed
as you
अच्छी
say
नहीं है,
all the time, we have to remember if the exam is tough for you, it is tough for everybody.
everybody, absolutely.
Focus on doing as many as you can do correct and not doing everything. As much as you can do, especially because they have sectional cutoffs. So if they think that you're not good in psychometric section, they'll cut you off. If they think that you have not done enough in writing, you have not written properly, or if there are grammar issues, or there are like kuch bhi you have written nonsense in all these sections, then you're out. So they have sectional cutoff. That is what it is written on the website. If somebody,
Absolutely,
if
नहीं
you
नहीं.
go
I
and
know
check.
this from experience also. Yeah.
Yes, and then in aptitude, if you have less numbers in aptitude, they'll cut you off. That is how they screen children.
Okay. तुमने दोनों दिया कि एक ही बार दिया?
No, ma'am, मैंने एक ही बार दिया था. I
कब?
gave my cat 2.
कौन सा वाला?
That was in January, last week of January.
Okay.
So you can give both of them if you so wanted, and you think you want to have a taste of the exam first and then perform better in the second exam, because best of 2 is taken. So you can give both the exams if you really wanted. You can give one exam also if you're ready for the exam. And उससे बढ़ के aptitude में this time we got 8 options.
तुमने क्यों नहीं दिए दोनों? तुम्हारा मन नहीं किया या तुम्हें कॉन्फिडेंस था?
No, ma'am, मेरा the IFT and the MyCat one exam on the same day.
अच्छा, okay.
It was both on 5th of December.
All right.
So I wanted to give IFT also, so I did not give it. But if you get a chance, you should give both of them. If you really
That's what
want
I
to be
would
there,
also
because
suggest.
कौन सा paper better चला जाए, you never know.
हाँ हाँ. Okay, and guide us a little about your preparation strategy for the written exam. Who were the educators you followed? What courses do you think helped unacademy के students के लिए, या कोई specific class जिससे तुम्हारी help मिली हो, जिससे तुमको help मिली हो, वो भी तुम बता सकती हो.
मैम मैंने फॉलो तो आपको ही किया था फॉर BARC prep and Ravi sir for RDI and quantitative aptitude. So in both of them, if you give all your time and efforts and properly attend all the classes, you will be able to perform well in all the exams, including MyCat. चाहे आपके options 4 to 8 हो गए हो, it doesn't matter anymore.
Okay. और तुम how did you you I think also got, what calls did you have from CAT? I think you had IMI converted. Anything else apart from that?
Yes, ma'am. I got a call from IMI Delhi. I got call from IMT Ghaziabad. I got a call from GIM as well, and couple of other good colleges. I got a call.
IMI तो you converted.
Yes. I was going to go there, but then the call from Micah came in.
हाँ, so your dream came true. Would you tell us? हाँ बोलो. बोलो. Were you saying something?
Hello.
हाँ जी.
Yes, ma'am. There's some connection issue.
Shows
Yes.
fine at
The
my
last.
Can you hear me and see me?
Yes, I can see you. There's a lag in your voice, so I missed the last question that you said.
नहीं, I didn't ask
About-
anything. I think the internet is weak. Just give me one moment.
Okay.
Just a second.
Strategy was yes, a lot of exams, especially IIFT, MyCat, and MAT, they are very VARC oriented, and they check your VARC at a level other than the other exams more. So you'll have to prepare properly for them and more in the VARC section at least. And even CAT has asked more questions this year for VARC. So it is a very important section to crack all the exams, and MyCat is like one of the most important exams where VARC will help you immensely to crack this exam. तो आपको पहले से राइटिंग की प्रैक्टिस करना शुरू करना ही पड़ेगा. यू विल नॉट हैव टाइम इन अक्टूबर, नवंबर, दिसंबर टू डू ऑल दिस. आपको पहले से साइकोमेट्रिक के बारे में प्रिपेयर होना पड़ेगा. एप्टीट्यूड का you will be studying along with every exam, but हाँ MyCat में there are more options. So maybe if you do find इसी साल चेंज हुआ है पैटर्न, डोंट नो नेक्स्ट ईयर व्हाट हैपेंस. तो अगर आपको ऐसा कुछ मिल जाता है जहाँ पे दे आर ऑफरिंग यू कि आपको 8 ऑप्शन वाले कुछ क्वेश्चंस करने को मिल जाए इन अ टाइम फ्रेम, सो यू कैन प्रैक्टिस सम, नॉट ऑल, अ लॉट, और समथिंग लाइक दैट. So you have to be ready for all these challenges that come up, because a lot of students who went for MICAT 1 did not know that there were going to be 8
Eight
options in the
options.
exam. They
Absolutely.
were also not ready for it. So exams can change any day anyways. You have to be prepared from your side completely. So I personally started writing, especially in June, July only, and I started with one topic to write for, against, and manager's youngest point of view, one a week and one story a week. Every Saturday, Sunday, whenever I had time from office, I used to do it. And by the time I came into September, I started writing 2 or 3 of them every week. So, and timed myself. So you have to time yourself in 20-25 minutes and write the story also, for and against also, and young manager's perspective. So you have 4 things to write in the exam and 25 minutes. तो आपको अपने आप ही डिसाइड करना है कि आप कितना टाइम किस पार्ट को देना चाहते हो. And you have, when you are going to the exam, you have to remember कि maybe you freeze for a minute or two and you start extra thinking rather than doing in the house. तो आप ऐसा करो कि आप 20 मिनट में लिखना शुरू करो. You have to forget the 5 minutes existing there itself.
क्योंकि जो घर पे आप 15-20 मिनट में कर रहे हो वो एग्जाम में 25 ही हो जाएगा.
तो आप हमेशा 20 मिनट लेके ही करो घर पे प्रैक्टिस, ताकि यू आर एबल टू कंप्लीट इन 25 मिनट्स. दिस हैपेंड विद मी पर्सनली कि आई वाज सो प्रिपेयर्ड बट स्टिल आई फ्रोज फॉर अ मिनट और टू व्हेन द स्टोरी, क्योंकि मुझे 15 से 17 मिनट लग गए टू राइट द 3 थिंग्स. आई वांटेड टू राइट मोर इन्फॉर्मेशन बट देयर वाज टाइम रनिंग आउट, एंड देन सडनली देयर वर वेरी रैंडम 4 इमेजेस. रिदम की इमेज है, देन कोई there was a mannequin on the floor with a person clicking a picture of it. Very weird images came up, and then I'm like,
Krishna,
how am I?
Sorry for the
something.
interruption. तुम continue करो. Give me 30 seconds. Somebody has gone crazy with my doorbell.
Yes, absolutely. So there were random 4 images, and as much as you have practiced is something that you'll be able to absorb the images suddenly. And हमेशा ये decide करना है कि story आप कुछ भी बना लो. You just have to include those 4 images together in that story. You can make a story out of it, write 2-3 lines, or only use image somehow. If there's the image of a chair, so you use the word chair in your story writing. If there's, like in my paper, there was a mannequin on the road. So I metaphorically used it as a person who might have, jumped off from the floor and died. So I, made it a little more different than what it was, but somehow looked same. So you can do all this, but somehow, anyway, you have to include those 4 images metaphorically or literally
कैसे भी करके.
in your. Yes.
ठीक है. और इंटरव्यू का एक्सपीरियंस बताओ अपना. क्या क्या क्वेश्चंस पूछे, किस पे बेस था, वर्क एक्स पे था, जीके पे था कि मार्केटिंग पे था, क्या तैयारी कर सकते हैं बच्चे इंटरव्यू के लिए. क्योंकि इसके इंटरव्यू में मैंने पास्ट स्टूडेंट्स जो गए हैं, एलमनाई, कभी लोगोस भी पूछ लेते हैं, कभी किस ब्रांड के साथ काम करना है भी पूछ लेते हैं, कभी यूएसपीज भी पूछ लेते हैं, कभी वर्क एक्स रहता है, कभी कॉलेज रहता है. तुम्हारा एक्सपीरियंस कैसा था?
Ma'am, मेरे साथ तो it was a very holistic. Overall, they were trying to know me as a person personally, and it was a very long interview for me. 40 to 45 minutes. I gave an interview for my car. So they take very long interviews. They really want to check if this person will fit with us or not. So they have 180 seats. So they want to fill it with as many students who are fit for the institute. So mine was a 40 to 45 minutes interview. On an average, it was a 30-minute interview for other people. And they started with asking me questions about, talk about yourself. So as you start talking about yourself,
Question.
mostly something ups. Whatever you said. I said that I read a lot. And I've read since I was a child and everything. So then they asked me, what do you read? What kind of genres do you read? Why do you read them? Why don't you read these genres? Suggest us books. Why will you recommend us those books? So they start making a chain of questions out of what you have said.
Yeah.
So first and foremost, you have to remember and be very confident about what you're saying there, or they'll know that you are lying. And as I've known from other people also, the alumni from MICA, whatever you have read, what you have selected in the psychometric test, and whatever the outcome of that test has come with them, they will start asking questions from there also to check have you written correctly or not. They like I have said that I'm some kind of a little organized person. So they said, what kind of organization do you do in your life?
Okay.
Explain us.
Okay.
Like you typed in the psychometric test that you like organized lifestyle and all. So what do you do with organizing your life? And अगर कोई ऐसी situation आपको लगा, you said कि आपको थोड़ा सा predictability अच्छी लगती है life में. If you are ready for it, you plan for it beforehand, you are like, I'll be able to do it. but ऐसा life doesn't work out. So they started asking me situational questions. COVID में everybody was in an unpredictability. तो आप क्या predictable कर रहे थे life में बैठ के? तो they'll start asking you questions, intimidate you also. They'll be very nice to you also. A lot of things will start happening all together. So try to be calm, try to process the questions, and try to answer to your best as much as you can. Because for me, there were a lot of situation-based questions.
I think honesty is one thing that
Honesty
will
is
definitely be
something which
required.
should be there. Keeping it.
और दूसरा
Yes.
अगर आप काम रहना जानते हैं, क्योंकि once you feel कि ये this is getting on my nerves, अरे ये तो चुप ही नहीं हो रहा है, because ये बहुत लंबा इंटरव्यू जाता है.
Yes,
और मेरी
yes.
पुरानी स्टूडेंट्स हैं, उन्होंने कोरा पे भी आंसर्स डाले हुए हैं, तो वो भी अगर बच्चे देखना चाहें तो आप देखेंगे इट्स वेरी डिटेल्ड एंड देन they'll ask you anything and everything. तो आपको बिल्कुल ऐसे लगेगा कि मतलब मेरा रिश्ता तय हो रहा है. So they give you that vibe and you will have to make sure that you calm, you breathing, you being honest and you confident
Yes.
and prepared. ऐसा नहीं कि सिर्फ honest है तो चल जाएगा. Preparation बहुत important है. Prepare होके जाओगे तो अच्छे से handle कर पाओगे in case some question is going against you. So that's very very important. और
Yes, ma'am.
कोई ऐसा unexpected question जो तुम्हें लगा कि अरे यार ये क्या पूछ लिया?
मैम एक तो ये पूछा था कि कोविड रिलेटेड कंज्यूमर बिहेवियर कैसे चेंज हुआ है आपके आसपास, आप हमें समझिए.
अच्छा
हाउसहोल्ड.
अच्छा.
देन यू हैव टू थिंक अबाउट इट कि क्या चेंज हुआ है, क्या नहीं हुआ है, कैसे क्या, क्योंकि एक्सपेंडिचर बढ़ गया है मेरे हाउसहोल्ड में. दे हैव ऑल स्टार्टेड बाइंग मोर ऑनलाइन.
हाँ.
लेकिन आपको स्टार्टेड फॉलोइंग अप क्वेश्चंस कि what do you see the pattern with other families also, why in your family, how do you think will it sustain after COVID ends. So they do start asking you marketing related questions, but not the theoretical part but the practical part. They want to check if you do understand
Observation really
marketing
matters.
aspects. Yes ma'am. And ये question था, there were the things कि ऐसी कौन सी 3 major issues are the imminent right now after COVID in the world, India, state और world. आपको जैसे भी बताना है आप बताओ हमें.
अच्छा.
So I talked about medical waste बहुत extremely increase हो गया है.
हाँ.
And तो उसकी वजह से there recyclable का issue है. And there was another thing that I talked about. I can't remember it right
करंट
now.
अफेयर्स
Sorry.
बेस्ड
So,
क्वेश्चन थे या सिर्फ ऐसे सिचुएशन और सोशियोलॉजिकल इश्यूज वाले क्वेश्चन थे?
मैम मेरे साथ तो बेसिकली यही क्वेश्चंस थे. करंट अफेयर्स वाज नॉट आस्क्ड टू मी, बट देयर वर अदर पीपल, उनके पैनलिस्ट थे, दे आस्क्ड
अच्छा.
current affairs questions to them. They one of my colleague who was there, they were asked a question कि आपको हम 5 इवेंट दे रहे हैं, 2 इवेंट दे रहे हैं, स्टार्टिंग और फर्स्ट वर्ल्ड इवेंट. You have to put 3 world events in between them, one after one in a timeline, and tell me. So they gave, and you have to connect those world events.
अच्छा.
So somebody, and she was a fresher. So she was so stressed of the question, and there were very peculiar questions the MyCat panelists were asking people. So you have to be very open there, and you can't be rigid with your thought process and ideology कि यार मुझे तो पता ही नहीं है मैं क्या जवाब दूँ, अब मैं पैनिक हो जा रहा हूँ. This will not work. You have to think and answer. They also asking कि you want
Spontaneity
reading.
required. Actually वो देखा जाए ना तो वो लोग सही कर रहे हैं, क्योंकि ये जॉब रिक्वायरमेंट भी है तुम्हारी आगे जाके. अगर तुम मायका जाते हो और वहाँ से तुम प्लेस होते हो तो तुम्हारी ये जॉब रिक्वायरमेंट होगी कि तुम क्रिएटिव रहो, स्पॉन्टेनियस रहो, ओपन माइंडेड रहो, ऑनेस्ट रहो और तुमको हर चीज़ को ऑब्जर्व करके सब कुछ करना आता हो. तो अगर वो अच्छा कर रहे हैं कि वो इंटरव्यू में ही छांट ले रहे हैं ऐसा बच्चा, बिकॉज अल्टीमेटली आप इंडस्ट्री में अच्छा परफॉर्म नहीं करोगे अगर आप में क्वालिटीज़ नहीं है तो. सो आई एम
Yes, ma'am.
very fond of the way they handle it. Okay, let's wind up by you giving students, MyCat aspirants, specific tips or just asking them to avoid certain mistakes. So what are your quick tips or quick advice कि क्या नहीं करना है और क्या पक्का पक्का करना चाहिए?
हम क्या करना चाहिए is start getting into the mode of writing, reading.
I think
And time
रीडिंग में भी
yourself.
तुमको बात करनी चाहिए कृष्णा, क्योंकि तुमने तो बड़े आसानी से बोल दिया कि मैं रीडिंग करती हूँ, बट तुमको पता है हमारा बच्चा रीडिंग नहीं करता है. और बिना रीडिंग के ना आप कभी अच्छे राइटर नहीं बन सकते हैं, क्योंकि इनपुट हमेशा रीडिंग से आता है. तो मैं ये बात हमेशा बोलती हूँ, लेकिन मैं टीचर हूँ, मेरी बात का असर नहीं होता. तो मे बी यू कैन टेल देम कि तुम कितना पढ़ती हो, या मतलब रीडिंग तुम्हारे लाइफ में कितनी इंपॉर्टेंट है.
मैम मेरी तो एक हॉबी ही है रीडिंग. सो मैं हमेशा से फिक्शन ही पढ़ती थी, बट as I started my preparation with MBA, so I got into other fields of non-fiction especially, because उससे related you have to write all the WATs in all the MBA exams. So, as you're suggested to go through article reading at least when you can't read those books because it will become very heavy on you. तो आप articles से शुरू करो, छोटे छोटे 200-400 वर्ड. आप न्यूज आर्टिकल्स पढ़ना शुरू करो. आप नॉर्मल एऑन एसेज है, साइकी एसेज है. There are a lot of very good Scientific American and all these sites that ma'am would have already told you to read from. तो आप उनसे पढ़ते रहो हर दिन एटलीस्ट 3. And I used to read at least 4 articles every day. I would make sure that I read 4 articles every day, at least for the last 4 to 5 months before the CAT exam. ताकि I am well prepared with what is happening day to day, and sociological perspective थोड़ा और बढ़ जाए, psychological perspective for writing बढ़ जाए, political perspective, because कुछ भी topic आ सकता है कहीं पर भी. In other MBA college के WATs, they are asking you random sets things to write. So CAT including, you have to read every day. You have to make it a habit to read maybe 2 articles in the morning, 2 articles at night. That's what I did every day. And so reading and writing writing practice, as I said, ki starting mein if you're doing once in a week for 2 months, it's okay. Create a habit of writing. Time yourself. Make it a 20 to 22-minute affair and time yourself to write that, and then the story writing. The first for against perspective and story writing in 22 minutes. Time yourself. धीरे धीरे करके you'll be able to write something in that. Even if you're not able to complete, but आप उसी टाइम में लिखो. Because अगर आप अपने हिसाब से टाइम कर दोगे कि नहीं, I'll write it for 2-4 minutes, 3 months, that will not work out there. The screen will time out for you.
Yeah.
So start early, start writing early. Last में आपको टाइम नहीं मिलेगा. You'll not be able to buckle up in the last 1-2 months before CAT. बहुत मुश्किल हो जाएगा. And these will be my tips to do. कि आप start early, read short article. आप बहुत पढ़ा नहीं पढ़ सकते हो, छोटा पढ़ो. And क्योंकि 100 वर्ड लिखना है, you'll be able to do it in other exams also. Sorry, other college WATs also. And जो नहीं करना है कि don't take lightly कि बाद में हम कर लेंगे. बाद में नहीं हो पाएगा. Actually मेरे साथ भी in between I lost touch with writing कि 2-3 हफ्ते में भी I did not write. And then suddenly when I started doing it again, I was back to step 1 only. जो भी 10 steps लिए थे till then, I was back there.
हाल है, तुम छोड़ोगे तो तुम्हारा मसल चला जाएगा.
Yes. So हर हफ्ते लिखो. Make it a consistent practice, like you wake up and brush your teeth. So write every week once. That's all. So consistency and consistent रहना बहुत जरूरी है. तो consistency मत छोड़ो. And if you have not written in 1 week, let's say किसी हफ्ते आपसे छूट गया, तो अगले हफ्ते आप 2 लिखो. Take out your time and do it.
Yeah.
If you want to crack it, you have to put in extra. And लोग बच्चों का ये रहता है कि हम सब पैनिक करने लगते हैं when the time comes near for the exam. तो पैनिक करने का मूड तभी आएगा when you're not prepared enough.
सही बात.
And as ma'am always says, अभी आप she'll give you more sessions on. तो हमेशा have a healthy routine. सुबह उठो, काम करो अपना, have a proper timetable to read, sleep, study, doing everything. Because right now you will have to invest a lot of time in studying. तो अगर आप working है, जैसे I was working at least till August, तो it became very difficult for me to study. So without a timetable, I could not cope up with the stress that was there. And अपने mental health पे focus रखो. If you're not feeling well about anything, if you're thinking कि नहीं, I'm dealing with anxiety, I'm dealing with, I can't study anymore or something, तो talk to people around you. Take help. Don't be like कि मैं कर लूँगा. Because suddenly, if you lose and you're not studying for 5-7 days, then you will lose all your track and you're back to that thing. So please focus on your mental health. Please focus on your health, normal physical health, and everything will follow with that. It's not the other way around, that you're studying day in, day out and you will crack it. It will not work out like that. That is what I believe कि ऐसा ही करना चाहिए mostly for at least 98% of students, if I'm correct now.
Absolutely. मैं तो हमेशा ही बोलती हूँ, मैं क्या ही बोलूँ. मैंने हमेशा कहा है, पिछले 11 सालों में मैंने कभी एडवाइस नहीं दिया है कि आप रात को जग के पढ़िए या आप 2 घंटा सोइए या आप 1 महीने में 60 नॉवल पढ़िए. बिकॉज अल्टीमेटली ये सब बहुत मार्केटिंग फैक्ट्स हैं और मैं बहुत ऑनेस्टली यूट्यूब पे बोल रही हूँ और ये काम नहीं करते. काम करेंगे, शुरू में करेंगे, बट इवेंचुअली यू विल गिव अप बिकॉज प्लीज रिमेंबर यू आर एन एनिमल बिफोर एनीथिंग एल्स. एंड एज एन एनिमल यू हैव अ सर्टेन बायोलॉजी. योर बॉडी इज नॉट ऑलवेज इन योर कंट्रोल, सो यू बेटर ट्रीट इट राइट. एंड व्हेन यू ट्रीट योर बॉडी राइट एंड योर माइंड राइट, तो यार इस शरीर में रह के ही तुमको एग्जाम देना है, तो तुम्हारा तबीयत ठीक है, तुम्हारा मन ठीक है, तो तुम अच्छा लिखोगे, अच्छा पढ़ोगे, जल्दी याद होगा, फोकस कर पाओगे. तो डिसिप्लिन बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. ये सैड है कि आजकल डिसिप्लिन की वैल्यू कम होते जा रही है और पेरेंट्स बेचारे परेशान हैं. तो अभी हम ज़्यादा बोलते नहीं हैं, बट जितना मैं बोल सकती हूँ उतना मैं हमेशा बोलती हूँ. तो अच्छी बात है कि आज स्टूडेंट तुमको खुद बोल रही है कि भाई डिसिप्लिन बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. शायद अभी इतना सा असर थोड़ा ज़्यादा होने वाला है. Good. Anyway, I'm very, very, very happy for you, Krishna, because I know and you know that you really wanted to do this. I got this opportunity of interviewing Krishna for Unacademy interviews a few months ago, so it's there on YouTube if you want to watch that. So I have met her, and I'm just so glad that you made it. It makes me so happy, and it gives me such immense vicarious joy to be able to say कि मायके जाओ. So go to
Thank you
Maika,
so much, ma'am.
and I'm very happy for you.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations. And जब मिलेंगे तब मिलेंगे, but तब तक virtually pat your back from my end. God bless you.
Okay. Thank you so much for all your help and guidance.
Thank you. All right. So all the aspirants out there, I hope you realize through this series of topper interview कि हार्ड वर्क का कोई शॉर्टकट नहीं है, रिसर्च का कोई शॉर्टकट नहीं है. किसी भी टॉपर ने आपको कोई भी शॉर्टकट्स नहीं बताए होंगे, हैक्स नहीं बताए होंगे. एक बात जो सब लोगों में कॉमन है वो है मेहनत और लगन और शिद्दत और चाहत. तो अगर आप में मेहनत नहीं है, लगन नहीं है, आप नहीं एक्चुअली चाहते हैं कुछ अचीव करना, तो कुछ नहीं होने वाला है. सारा मार्केटिंग, सारा फैड, सारा हैक, सारा शॉर्टकट एक तरफ. आप क्या चाहते हो, आप किस चीज़ को लेके पैशनेट हो, वो एक तरफ. अगर आप पैशनेट हो तो आप एक्सक्यूजेस नहीं बनाओगे, आप सोल्यूशंस बताओगे. तो आप चेक करो, अभी अप्रैल खत्म होने वाला है कि मैं सोल्यूशन बताने वाला बंदा हूँ या मैं एक्सक्यूजेस ढूंढने वाला बंदा हूँ. एंड यू विल नो दैट यू विल सम the whole world can say something else. Deep within ourselves we know what are we capable of. So sit with yourself and ask yourself, am I capable of doing this, and work accordingly. So that's my message to you for the day. I'll see you with another YouTube session on eclectic reading on Wednesday at 4:30 p.m. Today I'll see you at 7:30 with a beautiful philosophy class on RC genres. Till then, take good care of yourselves. I'll see you very soon. Bye bye.